and there shall come forth from the collective minds at Mindscape a game of naval warfare, of command cunning, of high-tech action, and that game shall be USS Ticonderoga, Life and Death on the High Seas. At least that's what it says on the box.
On the game screen, though, it's USS Ticonderoga, Defender of Liberty. But don't worry, the best we can figure, it's all the same game.
USS Ticonderoga
puts you on a Ticonderoga-class naval vessel armed to the teeth with all the latest weaponry. With this, you go into various theaters of war and do battle in different scenarios.
The scenarios aren't games in and of themselves, however. When you start in one theater of war, you're given your first mission, and the subsequent missions all lock in together for a campaign feel.
You'd better save your progress along the way. You can't choose which scenario you play. You have to progress through the levels.
Gameplay consists of a set of screens that you can access for different information or to issue commands. You get to any of the screens by walking around the ship until you reach the specific station you want, and then just click on that station to get the screen you want.
When walking around the ship, the designers incorporated an almost Myst-like interface. You move left and right or straight ahead with the mouse arrow, and there are various places around the ship which have nothing to do with gameplay, such as the cabin.
Are you one of them fancy lads? You know, I hate them fancy lads.
Where there are things like this cactus that you can touch. This is an absolutely weird thing to have in the game, but gameplay doesn't seem to suffer because of it. It's just, weird.
The game uses a series of stations and map screens to fire at targets and set courses. All of this is handled easily enough by pointing and clicking once you get used to what screens handle what. But that comes quickly.
Most stations and screens have hotkeys that you can use to access them in a flash, but oddly enough, there are some screens that don't. You have to access their station and then click on the screen to access it. Why do it like this? Why not go all the way and give all the screens one?
Oh well, they are minor screens, and if you can overlook this minor oddity, you really won't notice it. One thing you will notice, however, is the amount of time it takes to get from one screen to the next. When you're in the heat of battle, you'll be switching screens like a channel surfer on crack. So when it takes a second to change screens or stations, you notice it.
One reason for the delay is that Ticonderoga incorporates some nice-looking rendered video throughout the game. When you fire a missile, you sometimes get a quick snippet of a missile launching. Or if a ship gets hit, you may see that too. You can turn these animations off, which helps some, but switching screens still takes time. One neat aspect of the game is that sometimes you're just given a set of decisions to make, and then based on those decisions, you see a short rendered movie showing you what happened. There's no battle screen interaction, just decision-making.
It's a fun part of the game, but folks who just want to play the battle portion may not like it as much. It's not a big portion of the game, but I thought it was a nice touch.
Basically, Ticonderoga is a solid game with a few minor flaws like the jumpy mouse controls, but it's actually a lot of fun to play.
A lot of the combat sims out there are so heavy in the simulation of the ships and situations that a lot of the fun is taken out of them. With Ticonderoga, however, you still get to make strategic decisions, shoot the bad guys, and it's not too simulation intensive, so it remains just plain fun to play.
And if you like semi-off-the-wall things, you'll find some of the features in this game entertaining. But if you want your action straight, you can just skip it and play the game.
Ticonderoga is a game I wasn't sure I was going to like at first, but after playing it for a while, it's grown on me for no other reason except that it's a fairly well-done game that's just plain fun and entertaining.